Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Legion Alpha video. Today it's a pretty exciting one actually. I'm going to be giving you a quick look at the PvP system and how it works. It's finally been added to the build, so if I just hit the N key here, we actually get to see Honor Talents as a new tab. These are finally in. Now, the best place to start off is by talking about these Honor Talents. I will then use that to move on to the rewards that people will be getting and how gear works and a few things like that. First of all then, Honor Talents. You've probably noticed this is very similar to the talent tree in that you've got a bunch of different rows and 3 different columns. You can choose one thing from each column. You unlock stuff at different honor levels. Not in-game levels, honor levels, which is this number here. Currently I'm at level 2. Basically, whenever you would traditionally earn honor in the current game or conquest, you instead get honor level, honor, I suppose, which is a different honor. You don't really want to see honor as a currency anymore, which is a little bit strange. So if I do a battleground to get 500 honor, it's actually just me getting 500 into this bar here, which will progress my level. Now then, we start off with the medallion being unlocked instantly because, well, it's pretty darn essential to have that. We then have quick shots at level 2. At level 4 we get something, at level 6 we get something, at level 8 we get something, and at level 10 we get something. You'll notice that despite the fact that, these are rows, we are unlocking them column by column as we level up. That's so that by the time you get to level 10, you can have a full complement of honor talents, meaning that you will be decently competitive. Now, you can get to level 10 extremely quick, and that's their thinking. Basically, you'll get all the player power that you need by the time you get to level 10. After that, it's just a case of unlocking more options. Now, you've also noticed that I get Dragon Scale Armor at level 4, I get Viper Sting at level 6. What do I get at level 5? Similarly, I got Quick Shots at level 2, and Dragon Scale Armor at level 4. So what did I get at level 3? Well, there are incremental rewards. So I get 200 gold by the time when I hit level 3. When I move from 4 to 5, I will either get some more gold or artifact weapon power, which is one of the other rewards that they're going to be tying into this system. So basically, anytime that you don't get a talent, you'll be getting some sort of useful reward, such as currency. And that's regular currency, like gold or something, not PvP currency. There are no PvP currencies in the game at the minute. Now, when you hit level 50, the game will present you with a choice. You will be able to prestige. This is a bit like in Call of Duty. This will reset your level to 1. It will remove all of your talents, bar your medallion, and you can go again and unlock them all again. Why would you do that? Well, reason number 1. Let's look at this person here. Yeah, this one. Right, so if you look at her, this character portrait, there's a little icon there. Now, that icon is corresponding to the prestige level. You unlock a new kind of little icon beside your character portrait. So if somebody's going around with a very high prestige level, and I assume there will be more than 4, they will have a particularly badass looking icon. That's one reason why you want to do that. Another reason is mounts and pets. They're apparently going to be unlocked via the prestige system as well. Additionally, you're also going to be able to get a bunch of artifact weapon skins from your prestige level. So essentially, prestiging is all about getting more cosmetics. However, if you prestige and then do all of your leveling up again, you are going to be getting little currency things like money and artifact power. So really, if you just keep on chugging through the honor system, then prestiging, then going through again, you'll be earning some pocket money and you'll be getting some artifact power and whatever other things they choose to put into that system. Now let's look at the actual rewards that we get from doing PvP content. So let's start off with the casual stuff. Random Battleground, that'll give you 300 honor and a fell-touched crate of battlefield goods, which may contain a piece of equipment. An Arena Skirmish will give you 50 honor and a steel strongbox, which can contain honor, gold, or equipment. We move on to rated stuff. 2v2, this will give you 75 honor. Yep, honor, not conquest. Remember, conquest doesn't exist. And your weekly bonus, though, is that your first 4 wins of the week in that category will give you a bonus piece of gear based on your rating. So, as you get a higher rating, you'll be able to get better PvP gear. I'm assuming that means that it technically will be a better item level. That won't matter much, though, because I'm going to, for a thing that I'm going to explain, it would only matter in the world content and PvE content. But basically, you're going to be increasing your ranking and then sort of harvesting gear from these weekly bonuses, and you'll see the same pattern as followed by the 3v3. And as for the rated battlegrounds, you get 225 honor, a fell touch crate, and your first 4 wins will give you a bonus piece of gear. What is concerning is that these are random bonus bits of gear. How do we target the gear that we get? I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows at the minute. So that's one area of concern. If that's 100% RNG, it will be a problem. I've got to assume that after Ashran, that's not a problem that they want to repeat. So it's about time that I explain how the gear stuff works. So you get a preset stat profile when you go into PvP content. Having a higher item level will increase that stat profile by a very small amount. One item level equals 0.1%, so somebody with 50 item levels more than you is going to be doing 5% more throughput in PvP content. Now that means that, like, you know, in comparison to Warlords of Draenor, if somebody had more than 50 item levels, they were doing a lot more than 5% more throughput. This is overall a more close and balanced system. However, there is the concern that mythic raiding gear is going to be something that will be needed for people doing their high-end arenas and really trying to push their rating. Because if you think about it, you know, even you know, those very high levels, 1%, maybe that's going to make the difference. That's one concern. Another concern is that if this system, I just bring up the rewards again. Yeah, if this system where you get random gear, if that too quickly is giving you gear with a similar item level to that of, say, mythic raiding content, then you're maybe going to have mythic raiders going in and doing this stuff. Of course, in Warlords of Draenor, they had it so that PvP gear was just a higher item level in PvP and a lower one in PvE, and that's how they balanced it. So who knows how they're going to balance it with this. And now it is saying here, like a projected conquest cap on my tooltip. From what I gathered so far, Conquest wasn't supposed to be a thing, and from what they announced, it wasn't supposed to be a thing. So who knows? It could be the case that you'll be able to buy specific bits of gear for Conquest, but you will have also noticed that, despite that saying projected Conquest cap, nothing is actually rewarding me Conquest. It's all rewarding me Honor, so it seems like that's just a holdover from the current system. They probably just copied the tooltips over. Now, there are a few things additionally. There are some mounts that have been data mined from the prestige leveling system. There's also two brand new arenas coming in. There's Ashmane's Fall and Ravencourt. That's pretty nice. I would like to see more battlegrounds though. And my final point, actually, and this is where I'm going to leave this video, is on the battleground content. So this is designed for you to just chug through these, kind of like you're playing, you know, maps in Call of Duty. As you level up in prestige, get some rewards, have a bit of fun. However, they've got all these different battlegrounds. I think half of them are rubbish. I think it's a very mixed up roster, right? I would like to see them add, first of all, new battleground content to Legion, because seriously, it's been since MOP that we actually had that. Also, I would like to see a playlist-based system, so if you like Capture the Flag, you could maybe go for that. Or it could be the case that maybe you would have the large team objective maps, like Alteric Valley, and the small team objective maps, like Warsong Gulch, being their own things. Maybe Siege could be a playlist. I would like to see a playlist system with a larger map roster so that you can target the kind of content that you want, and also I think that's a system that is better, I just think, yeah, better suited to the way that this works. Because if I really want to play, say, Warsong Gulch or Ithai Basin or, you know, Twin Peaks or something like that, I can do that and not have to give up the fact that, you know, I'm getting all these bonuses from doing this specific battleground. Anyway, that's just one suggestion. So more maps, put them into playlists. And when I say more maps, I mean I want like 5 more. But obviously that's more of a long-term goal. Anyway, guys, that's it for a look at the PvP system. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.